suppose you mentioned there about training and training under the new coach, Andre. Have you noticed any sort of subtle differences in terms of training, in terms of the way he goes about it, in terms of maybe how he implements a training session?
I feel like a lot of sessions are very detailed. It's not detailed but it's not to the point where you just start. He lets stuff run, which I think is very good. It encourages us to play football, but play smartly. Don't put ourselves in difficult situations. So yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned about the tactical element in terms of how he's trying to prepare his teams. Would you work an awful lot even more now than what you would do originally on set pieces and set piece moves? And
to be fair, I've only been in one set piece meeting. I feel like it is very detailed. You know what you're doing, who you're marking. They give you some stuff on what they're going to do and how we would basically counter that. So yeah.
I suppose you mentioned we're Cardiff City, another team on good form at the moment, like yourselves, putting results in the bag. And I suppose momentum is the key around this time of the season. We all know too well Huddersfield have a habit of coming alive at this time of the year, and sort of other teams. Cardiff are one of those teams as well that tend to put on good runs towards the end of the season. But I suppose in terms of momentum, it's something you really can't buy really come March or April time, that if you can get on that bit of roll, that juggernaut at all, it's very hard for teams to stop a team that has maybe 1 or 2 wins on the bounce.
Yeah, momentum is very important in this league. Like I said before, momentum here can basically distance us from other teams that are in the relegation fight.
And Jaheim, you mentioned there about not looking at the table, but for a long time it was probably 4 maybe 4 teams probably down there for a while. Now it's sort of seen yourselves and QPR on great runs of late, and it seemed now that it's back to 7 or 8 again. That must really instill the belief in the dressing room to see that all the 3 or 4 more teams around you again that weren't probably a day or a month ago, that were probably a bit in the distance. They're back now beside you as well. So that must instill the belief that one win could make you jump 2 or 3 places, while before a month ago, maybe a 1 win might only bring you a point behind a team. Now, if you win a game, you can jump up the table.
Yeah, it's a very uplifting change room in general. We all have self-belief in what's going on here, what's going on at the club. We all know that, or believe that we can basically get out of the situation we've once again put ourselves in. So yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose finally a question for me, Jaheim. I suppose knowing now that Andre's come in, it's a new coach, and obviously you made your appearance under him, and you've probably have an idea what he's expected about. There's a bit of, dare I say, there's no such thing as insurance in football, but there that bit of insurance now with Huddersfield Town that at least Andre will be there anyway to see out the campaign as well. So you probably know from now to the season what's at stake. You probably know to now the season the manager that you have in charge as well. So I suppose as a club, as a player, you can really get down and focus and get down to business. There's going to be no other sort of obstacles around the corner, dare I say.
Yeah, it's very hard when things are chopping and changing. You've got different people telling you different stuff, and you have to kind of adjust. Some players it takes longer than others. I think now that we have Andre in the building until the end of the season, we know that we basically have a set task and what we have to do to stay up. So
yeah. Cheers. Thanks, Jaheim.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. We'll be back with Andre around 1:30, guys. Thank you.